All right, all right.
Okay. Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Mayweather is no doubt about it. In my mind, in Mosley's mind, in anybody's mind now, that he is the best. He keeps on proving it over and over and over again. And tonight convinced me, I have to say the truth, convinced me that he is the best. Possibly, there's obviously a lot of people who will say and who can argue this, but of all time, Mayweather has the skills to beat anybody. He has the talent, he has the work ethic, and people all over the world are becoming fans of the talent he possesses, so we really have to commend him for that. He fought a fighter in Shane Mosley that was supposed to be the most dangerous fight of his career, and Mayweather showed us why he's the best.
If anybody followed my career here, you always know that I fucking fought the best. That's all I have to say. And who's the best? Floyd Mayweather.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So those were clips of Oscar De La Hoya saying that Floyd Mayweather is the greatest fighter of all time on many different occasions, spanning all the way back to 2010 at the press conference, the post-fight press conference, right after Floyd Mayweather beat Shane Mosley. Well, now Oscar believes that someone is threatening to take that title away from Floyd Mayweather, and that is Terrence Bud Crawford. Oscar believes that if Terrence Crawford can pull off this upset and beat Canelo Alvarez, he's the greatest fighter of all time. Now, it's important to note that before Crawford fought Madrimov, Oscar, he was picking Crawford to beat Canelo. But now he's saying that the size difference is going to be too much and he just can't see Terrence Crawford pulling it off. This is what he said in an interview that he did with Brian Mozique.
Well, look, I mean, I've been in this game for such a long time, and I like to say I'm a historian. There's never been a good little man that beats a good big man. It hasn't happened. I mean, the exception is maybe Pacquiao beating me, but that situation and scenario was like totally different. I was at the end of my career, and I was a shot fighter, and Pacquiao was coming up and he beat me. But a good little man, which would be Crawford, just has never beat a good big man, which would be Canelo. In the history of the sport, it just now if Crawford can do it, Jesus Lord, I mean, give this man, I mean, the title of being the greatest ever, you know. And then that's probably the motivation for Crawford, you know. So it's a tough fight, but look, I give all the credit to Crawford. If he pulls that one off, Jesus, he'll be the messiah of boxing, of fighters, you know.
Now, Oscar, he said it's never been done before in the history of the sport where a good little man beat a good big man. And then he said the only time he could recall that happening is when Manny Pacquiao beat him. But he forgot when Shane Mosley jumped up 2 weight classes and beat him. And both of them were young and in their prime. And then you had Roberto Duran moving up 2 weight classes to beat Sugar Ray Leonard. So it has been done before, but not to this magnitude of Crawford really moving up 3 weight classes. Crawford would no doubt will be at a much bigger disadvantage than Roberto Duran or Shane Mosley was. You got some of these Canelo fans saying that Crawford is the same size as Canelo. Matter of fact, Crawford is even bigger than Canelo. First of all, height has nothing to do with Canelo's natural size, how wide and thick he is, his mass size. And this is the reason why the sport of boxing has weight classes and not height classes. Everyone was taller than Mike Tyson. It didn't matter. And when it comes to Canelo, even Amir Khan was taller than Canelo. When people say, yeah, but Crawford, he's walking around at 184 pounds. None of that matters because he has never fought at 168. Did you guys know that Roberto Duran, when he wasn't training, he used to walk around at 200 pounds? Same thing with Canelo. When Canelo was fighting at 154, Canelo used to be in Las Vegas when nobody really knew who he was. He used to be walking around at 200 pounds. And I talked to some of the gym owners, some of the gyms that Canelo used to train at. And I remember the gym owner, he told me, he said, man, when I first seen Canelo, I didn't know who he was, but they told me he fought at 154. He said, I couldn't believe it because the guy was like 200 pounds. Gervonta, he used to walk around at 170 plus pounds. But he doesn't even want to move up to 140 because he felt that different size when he moved up to 140 and fought Mario Barrios. This is what Gervonta said. So the point is, walk around weight does not equate to you naturally fighting at that weight class that you're walking around at. Which is why, to a certain extent, I do agree with Oscar De La Hoya when he says that this is not an easy fight for Terence Crawford, despite the fact that almost every professional boxer and even some of Canelo Alvarez's biggest supporters and old media are picking Crawford to win the fight. A lot of the professional boxers, they're just basing it on Terence Crawford's skills, him just being naturally a better fighter than Canelo Alvarez. And then you have other people that point to the Canelo-Williams-Skol fight. Let me just say this. You can't compare the Williams-Skol fight to the Canelo-Crawford fight for a couple different reasons. For one, Williams-Skol is a natural super middleweight. He fights at super middleweight. Crawford has never fought at super middleweight. Another reason why that fight is different is because Crawford has a different style than Williams-Skol. Williams-Skol, he relies on foot movement and then he'll catch you with a counter shot. But when it comes to Crawford, he can fight on the front foot and the back foot. And when Crawford does move in the ring, he is moving to set you up with something big. He doesn't just move for no reason at all, like trying to figure out what he's going to do next. No, he's setting you up. Speaking of setting Canelo up, I was watching the Canelo Alvarez-Williams-Skol fight last night, and I was just surprised how much respect Canelo had for Williams-Skol. Because 80% of the time, Williams-Skol, his back was close to the ropes or he was even in the corner. And there were times, a lot of times, when Canelo Alvarez, surprisingly, he would back up when he had Williams-Skol where he wanted him. And that was because Canelo was so worried about the counter. Now, if Crawford can get that level of respect from Canelo Alvarez, then Canelo, he has no chance. But once again, the question is, will Crawford be able to carry some of his power to 168? Now, Conor Benn, he did carry a lot of his power to the middleweight division when he moved up to fight against Chris Eubank. But Crawford is not moving to 160. He's moving to 168. So, it's really going to be interesting to see how this fight plays out. I think the only way we're really going to know for sure how the fight plays out is watching the first 2 or 3 rounds. After the first 2 or 3 rounds, I think we will all know how this fight is going to play out. I feel if Crawford hasn't already hit Canelo with a couple of real good clean shots, if he hasn't been able to land his jab or some of his other signature punches within the first 2 or 3 rounds, then it's not going to be a good sign for Crawford, because that would be an indication that Crawford is showing Canelo way too much respect. And that ain't going to do nothing but give Canelo even more confidence. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Well, yes, I did fight all 3 of them. Shane Mosley and Pacquiao. I have to be truthful with you. Mayweather is on a different level. He's on a different level because he's a student of the game. He will dissect you outside the ring and finish you off inside the ring. He knows how to get in your head. He knows how to beat you mentally, and then he will beat you physically. And yes, he can wait for you to make mistakes. And me, a student of the game, Pacquiao makes many mistakes. And that'll fall into Mayweather's hands with no problem. Easy.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.